Hello and welcome to Gaming Gain and welcome to another Muzzpressions, which could be two in 1 week, which is quite rare for me at the moment. I try to put pressure on myself to actually get this video done. So if I have not got it out in the same week that I put out the Ratchet and Clank one, then you have all the rights to absolutely slaughter me in the comments. But we are doing my impressions on Chivalry 2. Now, this was my most anticipated game of this month. Even though Ratchet and Clank came out, which was looking to be a very good game, was looking to be potentially a system seller for the PlayStation 5. Chivalry 2, just it just I have an affinity for Chivalry. I played Chivalry 1 on the PlayStation 4, and although it was janky, my connection wasn't that great on it, to be honest. I had a lot of fun with that game despite the issues on my end with the game and some of the game's issues themselves. But Chivalry 1, if you like it, you'll like Chivalry 2. It's more chivalry. I don't know what else to say. If you played Chivalry, you know that it's a medieval combat sim. I don't even want to say sim because it's not. It's more like an arcadey type, where it's fast paced action. You get in, get a couple of kills, then you kills yourself. That's not to say that there isn't a deep combat system. There is a lot to actually, and I didn't realize. Maybe this was the same in Chivalry One. Chivalry One, I used to just go in and try and hit as many people as I could, but the tutorial in Chivalry 2 really does a good job and a humorous job of taking you through the kind of. It's only like a 5 minute level, but it kind of takes you through all the different systems in the game. You've got a riposte, which is where if you block, you can then, or if you counter, sorry, you can then um, answer back with a unblockable attack. The counters are there: kick, jab, overhead, slash, and poke. I know it's not a poke, but that's pretty much what it is. So there's a lot of intricacy to the combat, and it makes for some compelling stuff when you're in the game. You can hold your own against multiple opponents. My point, I'm not able to take on three and kill all three, but I'm able to kind of put up a decent enough challenge to where I'll damage them, and then my teammates come in and finish them off once I'm finished off, or I hold them off just long enough so my team can come in and save the day. So the combat is just, yeah, the combat's why you're there. It is fun. It's very, it's exhilarating when you get a good battle against maybe one other opponent or a couple other opponents, and it's 3 on 3, 4 on 4, and you're all trying to sidestep each other, trying to outwit each other. You might go for a slash, then change their overhead. You might just throw your weapon at them. There's a lot to love about the combat in Chivalry. It's just a blast of a time, in my opinion. There's lots of different classes, lots of different weapons. So learning what weapon suits you best is quite important. You've got, I can't remember the classes. You get footman, which is more like spears and polearms. You get the knight, which is more swords and hammers. Obviously, you get the archer, which is bows and crossbows, and then the other class that I can't quite remember, but they all have their special abilities. So the archer can put down like a brazier, is that what it's called? With to make it flaming arrows, basically. And then the knight can, I think, throw an oil, like a firebomb, which is, they are quite annoying, those firebombs. I'm not gonna lie. I wish they would have more specials within the subclasses because I think they could do a lot more with that. Maybe they could combine some of the stuff. Like one person maybe has like an oil, a canister of oil that they throw over opponents, and then you get the flaming arrows coming in, just light everyone on fire. But yeah, it makes for some interesting dynamics. I've been kind of trying to try as many as I can. It has an interesting system where you can just hit shuffle during a match and it'll randomly pick a class for you, which I've been doing and I've been enjoying because it gives you a kind of a flavor of each. Um, and then the matches themselves are, yeah, they're very cinematic at the start. I love it.
We're too young to remember when Malric plunged his dagger deep into the heart of Agatha. But, like most of you, I too have dreamed of this day. Vengeance! Vengeance for Agatha!
You're standing across from your opponents as this knight gives a speech to really get you in the mood, and then you just charge at each other to start the match. And it's a big brawl at the start, and then as the numbers kind of whittle down, you get your objective. So attacking, you might be trying to push some battering rams to the gate, knock down the gate, then burn some tents, steal some gold, destroy some of the defending team's equipment. Obviously, the defending team, you're trying to stop all this. The maps are, yeah, it makes you feel like you're part of a invading force or a defending force. And the game also it doesn't take itself too seriously, although it aims for that kind of more cinematic element. When you're in the game, it's just all bets are off as what can happen. You can just chuck anything at the opponent team. You can chuck carriages, barrels. You can pick up a body part and fight with that. And the emotes in the game are just hilarious.
Role-playing is a major part of the game experience. Use all tabs of the VO wheel to ensure you are prepared to defend your honor. They say the mental side is half of fighting.
Go blue team!
It doesn't take itself too seriously when you're in game. It's clearly going for that kind of just goofy nature where some of the taunts you like are just off the wall. Um, I'm having a good time with it. A blast really with it. It is a enjoyable game. I'm unfortunately someone who gets quite competitive, so when I don't do well, I let it get to me. But I'm trying to do better with that, especially with this game, which is it's fun, but that aspect of competitiveness is always going to be there. So I tend to get quite frustrated when I'm not doing well. Wish I shouldn't, but it happens. However, there are some issues that I have with the game. Basically, attacking, if you're in the attacking team, more often than not, you're going to win. And I don't know what they can really do to help this because definitely it feels like when you're in the defending team, you're at the disadvantage. Whereas when you're in the attacking team, it feels like you're always one step ahead of the defending team. Not always, I have had some shutouts from the defending team, but I guess that makes it, a lot better when you win as a defending team. But it happens very rarely. Like you often feel like it's just a wave of just losses, and then it just gets demoralizing. Especially if you play defending team a couple times in a row, it can be a bit like, oh, I need to change the attacking team. The leveling up is a grind. Uh, there's very there's small customization elements which I'm not really going to touch, to be honest, because of something I'll get to later. But yeah, the leveling up's a bit poor. You don't really get anything that exciting. Like you might get a different kind of armor set, which is not really that different. But yeah, I'm disappointed with the leveling up because it is quite grindy already. I'm not even, I've not even played 10 hours. I don't know how many hours. I maybe played 5 at this point of the game. Um, it has a small array of maps as well, which works because the matches can last quite a long time, especially if you go the full distance. But I could imagine if you're playing this, quite consistently, it could get quite repetitive. So I would look for new maps in the future. Um, the maps are good. I will give them that. They're quite varied in their approaches. Like as I say, one moment you're at one map, you're pushing a battering ram to the start. In the next map, you're trying to destroy a village at the start. They've done a good job of mixing up the objectives within the maps, and the location wise, they all look visually different, and there's some different mechanics in there, but just small enough. It's probably enough to at this point, but I would like maybe one or two more. And going forward, that's something I would look to hopefully get. There's microtransactions, which unfortunately I do not like. Um, Obviously, games have to make money, but this game is, yeah, it's charging. It's especially on top of the leveling grind, having microtransactions in there is quite cheeky. I think quite cheeky from the developers or the publisher. I don't know who's put that in there, but yeah, it is quite cheeky to say the least. It is only 30 quid, I will say that. It is not a full price game, um, which I think if it was, I would be a lot more pissed based on the lack of maps and the lack or the microtransactions. But so that's something that's got going in its favour. If you have played Chivalry and you want to play this again, then I'd say you'll get it. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it until they add new content. But if you're kind of on the fence about it, maybe wait for them to put it on sale or for them to add new content where it kind of takes that value up. I hope they're going to do the content for free since they have microtransactions. So if they charge for the new content, I'll be a little bit more pissed about that. But all that being said, I'm having a good time with Chivalry 2. It's one of those games that I think I'm going to play every so often, maybe once, twice a week, just for 1 or 2 hours, just to kind of get my fix on it. I think it's going to replace some of the games I've kind of fallen away from. So Apex, I'm no longer playing that much, and it might just fill that gap where I just need some multiplayer action. But yeah, I mean, Chivalry, it is a game that I enjoy, and I think that it might have some legs if they can update it um, consistently enough, and obviously the quality of the content has to be good. But yeah, it is. Oh, it's. I actually want to play it right now. Now that I'm talking about it, but unfortunately I can't because I have to go to the gym and then go to work. So I will maybe play it. Oh wait, Scotland are playing tonight, so I can't. If this is, I'm recording this on the Tuesday, the 22nd, where Scotland play Croatia. So hopefully the boys can do it. If they can't, I'll be sad. But yeah, so that is my thoughts on Chivalry 2. What do you think about it? Have you played it? Have you seen it? Are you interested in the game? Let me know. If you like the video, share it with your friends. Like the video, ring the bell, because that'll actually get you notified when I put up videos. With all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye. I'll get my block up in time. Oh wow. Okay, I'm at the back here. Where's a lot of them? I need to set a lot of them on fire. In the middle here, it looks like. Sorry, lad. Okay, I need to get out my proper weapon. Oh, didn't mean that. Got him there. Oh, and I got the kill with it. Why'd you throw your shield? Shouldn't have done that. Oh, maybe you should have. Got a hit somehow. Oh, that was the old double team there. The old 1-2. Nice hit. Oh, I'm a bit dead. I knocked him back at least. What are you supposed to be anyway? I don't even. Oh, well. Die, please. Killing spree. This is my first killing spree with a offensive weapon. Not an offensive weapon. Arrows are offensive weapon.
When I regain my footing.
What? Why a handheld weapon? Jesus. Why was that so hard? Why was that so hard? Oh, a lot of people out here. Oh my word. Get me in. Get me in. Nice hit. Got a good hit. Nice hit behind. Over the... Oh well. Got a hit. Ow!
I cannot.
Just surviving here. Don't know how. Oh, they're all so cute. Oh, he died. I've got no health, or I should have no health. I'm being healed. Yes. Still in the game. Still in the fight. Okay, can we get out of here? Are we pushing them back? Can't tell who's pushing me back here. Not my bad, lad. Just let me go in. Oh no, he cut me off there. He cut me off badly. Oh yeah, that guy just had a sword and I couldn't wind up enough.